Hi everybody, thank you for joining me for this week's question answer video. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's weekend went well. If not, I'm sorry. Try harder next weekend. This is a question answer video. I'm answering your guys' questions from the last video, last Monday. Anybody who has questions, please go down below into the comment section. Ask me anything you want and come back next week for my answer. Let me know what you think of my answer. Not if you just agree or not, but if you understand it or if it seems like I don't understand your question. And you can ask more follow-up questions if you think that will help you. I recommend something every week to help us heal and grow. This time, I'm going to give you guys how many? 10, 12 ways to be more accepting of others and be more positively social. Okay? We've been hurt, we've been traumatized, abused, exploited, used, tricked, fooled, conned. I know that. And so our brains take over, make us hypervigilant, and look for just bad in people, stuff like this. It's going to be damaging if we allow that to take over. It's very negative. It could cause depression, anxiety. It could cause low self-esteem, low self-worth, low self-respect even. So here's ways to be more accepting. I've told you guys that that's something that I always work on, and I think I always will have to be more accepting. It's something I value, so I want to be more accepting. Not just accept myself, but accept others. Accept my own mistakes, flaws, things I can't change, my own mistakes and failures, but also accept other people for who they show you they are. Different. And that's something very important to remember, is that we're all equal, but we're all different. Even the people in your little groups, you're all different. You have different brains, different feelings, different ideas, different values, different beliefs. Okay? First one is lower your expectations of others. Yeah? Maybe our standards are too high. Number 2 is enjoy their positive qualities other than identifying negative qualities. Identify similarities between us, not just differences. Focus on what's similar between us. Treat and look at people as individuals and not types. Stop labeling. Oh, they're Republican. Oh, they're Democrat. Oh, they're atheist. Oh, they're Christian. Oh, they're Muslim. Oh, that's just a narcissist. That's a narcissist. We're all narcissistic. So, you know, it's still a small percentage that could be argued, but it's still a small percentage of which people have narcissistic personality disorder. So after narcissistic abuse, we see this real clear in other people. Okay, let's not try to label them and say, oh yeah, I do that too sometimes. I've done that before too sometimes. Don't pass a verdict on people without knowing them, without knowing the full story. Yeah? Number 6, give the benefit of the doubt when and where possible. Yeah? Give people second chances, stuff like this. Number 7, find common ground. Things that are in common, again. Similar, common. Number 8, find ways to work together with people. Okay? Number 9, find win-win solutions. And this is by knowing the other person more, knowing who we are really well. And, you know, if you want something from someone, if you want someone to stop a behavior or start something that's better for you or both of you, then understand what they want and understand how they feel and understand their beliefs and that they're different. And we try to take all this into consideration when getting what we want. We aren't just here to get what we want. We're here to agree, to meet in the middle. Okay? Number 10, accept that we are all different. There's no two people exactly the same. There just aren't. Not even twins are the same. Yeah? We're all different. Accept that. Number 11, what negative labels would people give you? Very good to increase our consciousness, huh? And that leads me to number 12, look in the mirror. Yeah? Often we blame people and accuse people for doing things that we do. Okay? I have a really good example of this later in the video. It's someone's question. Okay. Let's get into the questions. And the first one, all I ask you guys, if you can, please give us your locations. Let us know where you are. A lot of us really enjoy that. It's nice to know that we're not alone, and it's just not our country or our state or our city. It's everywhere. Everywhere there's people, there's narcissistic abuse. Okay? So, Michelle, don't know where you're from. You said, you saved me from falling back into the trap every time I tune in when I catch myself feeling too much empathy for my ex. I can never forget. Writing seems to help people with that, talking and writing. Thank you for what you said. And Ali, you made me laugh when you mentioned about the giant burger and diet drink in regards to I'm on a diet. Very true. Unfortunately, we lie to ourselves when in denial or to convince ourselves that we are really helping ourselves. I have 2 other book suggestions. Great. So here's 2 more books. They sound good. My Family Can Kiss My Ass. I like that. I totally believe in divorcing our parents if necessary. We aren't stuck with them. Blood isn't glue, right? I Miss Me and I Want Me Back. And It's Not You. They all speak for themselves. Those sound like really good suggestions. Thank you, Ali. And so Daniel, it's a very snowy birthday for me in New England. Happy birthday. I have a question. Why on earth would she send 2 short texts after a month of not talking to jab me with, thanks for supporting me after my divorce, and I've suffered enough. It's time I moved on my birthday, no less. The timing and the rather charged way those are stated, I must resist the temptation to respond. I know the pain she'd help cause. Strangely, I feel pity. No man will ever feel the loneliness for her. The condition, I suspect, BPD, will obliterate any chance for something healthy for her. Trying to help her, love her, almost wiped me out. I cannot. Yeah, it's not wrong to help people. It's not wrong to love people. It's when we do it before ourselves. It's when we place people's needs more important than ourselves, and we try to make people feel better at our expense, when we compromise what we value, things like that, okay? There's something else I was going to say. I can't remember now. Pity. We don't need to feel sorry for people, but compassion. Compassion. We'll understand better other people and who they are and what they've done with compassion. We don't have to feel sorry for them, feel pity, but I understand that. Maybe there's a little pity and compassion. Thank you for your comment, Daniel. And Mayton 100, best online coach in the biz, and that's not idealization because DeMars produces the evidence. Thank you very much. Rory from Ohio. Hi, Rory. Thank you so much for your comments on neglect in my family of origin. It's funny how things have become so much clearer to me since I first heard of this from you. How a lot of what happened in my childhood shaped the way I looked at and handled so many situations in adulthood. That's really good. Really good to be able to do. It can be so beneficial to our healing, to our growth. Big time. Thanks for telling me, Rory. Thanks for supporting all these videos too. Thank you. Oh, and you have a question. Have you found that your sense of humor has got you through a lot of things? I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have the ability to laugh about things, not to make fun at, but as a stress reliever. Absolutely. Something I value so much. And if you aren't a person that cracks jokes and makes jokes, I hope you at least laugh at them. That's a sense of humor. You don't necessarily need to be a comedian, but gosh, what would life be without it? Well, you can see it. You can see it in depressed people. You can see it in people with massive mental illness. Narcissists, maybe, borderline, stuff like this. Our exes may not have had the greatest sense of humor, may not laugh at things that just about everybody else will laugh at. Finding negativity in every joke, finding how someone might be offended by every single thing you say. I'm sure there's someone in the world that will be offended. That's wrong. I'll tell you this. The funniest thing in the world to me is me. The silly things I do, some of the things that my brain thinks of, hilarious. Really. I can entertain myself forever. We need a sense of humor. It's a sign of high IQ, intelligence too, and emotional. Okay? Thank you for your comment. Love it. And James from Queensland, Australia. Hi, James. I separated from my BPD narc Girlfriend of 20 years a year ago. 3 kids, share custody. I have a DV order on me. Lies, have been slandered to anyone and everyone by my ex. I'm so sorry. Just trying to get my kids through it. The 4 of us are in therapy. Ex is alcoholic, suicidal, when breaking up with current man 4 times in a year. Kids are told that it's their fault. She drinks and that everything is my fault. My 2 oldest are very alienated from me, believes the lies they are told. I don't plead my case or explain their mother to them. How shall I deal with them? Some days I just want to walk away. It's so sad for them. I can't help them. Because of the DVO, the authorities assume I am the problem. Kids dislike her boyfriend and her alcoholic enablers. They are in danger. The middle one is most alienated, and her therapist tells me she is in danger, whilst her mother continues down. Gotta pop up. Down her current path. Advice, please. I am awfully sorry, James. Gosh, it breaks my heart. I hear this a lot. Be in touch with your lawyer and make sure that your lawyer, or what you call a lawyer in Australia, that they understand your concerns and your fears and what can be done. I was going to recommend your children in therapy, but I believe you said that they are. I think that's what you said. That's good. Make sure they go to therapy. Make sure they're still in therapy. That's something you can demand with or without an order, usually. Try to fight that order as much as you can. Try to, whatever you can do with the lawyer. So I think it's very important to have that talk about their mother. I think it's very important. And I always recommend at, the age that you believe is okay at. That's important too, right? We don't necessarily maybe unload a bunch of stuff on a 4-year-old or 3-year-old, but when they start to get 8, 10, 12 at some point, we can tell them. We can tell them that mom is sick. We don't have to give the label or the name. We do it very respectfully. We do it with love, and we do it with compassion. Okay? Your children need to understand what's going on, and they still have to live with her, and they have to deal with her. If you have any contact with them still, I would help them understand that mom is very sick, and mom might tell them things that aren't true about you, about me, okay? And at any time they can come ask you about these things, and what they might need help with is navigating that relationship with their mother. It must be awful. It must be stressful. And I'm sure that you've learned some ways to deal with her, and some ways that you can help the children deal with their mother. That might really help them. We stay strong, we stay healthy. We have regiment, we have schedule, we have responsibilities, and we still have punishment. Make sure you don't overcompensate for their mother. You just be the father that they need. They need someone involved in their life and show them direction. That's what a father's role is, okay? You can read books on better parenting. Parallel parenting is what we call this. I'm really sorry, James. Just remember to focus on you, most of all, you. The best dad is the healthiest dad, okay? Things will come more natural the healthier we are. And then we accept what we can't control. And there's a lot here that we can't control. And if it helps you to know that children, all humans, can heal from this type of trauma, so they will be able to heal from this as they're older, okay? I'm really sorry, James. I am. Take care of you. Take care of Dad. Rodriguez from California. Hello. Thank you always for answering my questions and helping us understand them all. You're welcome. Thank you. Just had my intake for therapy after waiting for about 6 months to get in. Yay. I know healing is a journey. It will take time. Just have a question for advice. Our emotional trauma has been massive for my children and I. I know we were discarded like garbage and we were left with lots of grieving pain. I'm in no contact, only if it's about our children. How or what can I do to help me stop thinking about my ex-fiance? He's on my mind almost all day. This is the man I was going to marry, and I hate it. I want to stop thinking about him. It's hard. What advice can you give me? Yeah, I'm really sorry. So this is ruminating, obsessive thoughts. Very much contributed with trauma and loss and grief. So much happened in your relationship, so much that we never was able to express the emotions that we had. They're still open. We need to close them. We do that by expressing emotions. Talk therapy, number one. I'm glad you're starting that. Writing is another way. Okay, very helpful. Write down all the thoughts we're having and find the truth and reality of these thoughts. Come and arrive at a conclusion about these things to the point where there's nothing else to find out. There's nothing else to do about these thoughts. I don't want them anymore. I know you don't want them anymore, but you might still be having thoughts that we don't understand. Like I said all the time, or like I say, our brain needs to make sense of what happened. So let's make sense of these thoughts and what happened, okay? This is the time when we're grieving that our brains are very hard on ourselves and critical, might tell you all kinds of stuff. These aren't fact. You find the fact. And it's positive. It's not negative. You're not a bad person. You're not too sick for someone else to get. It wasn't all your fault. Those kinds of things, right? And so we attack this stuff. We open it up and we find out what's going on and we talk about it until we are sick of it, until we really don't want these thoughts because they just don't serve us anymore, not just because they're intrusive. Then, and after we've done all that, then we take our thoughts and we put them in folders and we give it a name. And we aren't allowed to open those folders anymore. We just call it by name. And we distract ourselves and we have them. But number one is talk. Number two is write. Okay? Write these things down. You might need to remind yourself of what the truth is and what the facts are. Write it down. Have it there for you. Okay? It takes time, but it's really about healing. Our brains need to understand what happened, and we also need to express the emotions that are still open. Okay? Thank you. Okay, here's the question I was talking about from Joanne. I see exactly what you're talking about in you. I see it written all over your face and especially in your eyes. I see hate and rage. I see a person who's trying to represent someone who's helping, but is actually the same person that they're preaching against. I don't want to pass judgment, but it's my own personal intuition. It's my own discernment. I recently received a comment from you that has confirmed my suspicion. It all comes out in the wash. Hopefully someday you can take your own advice. I do take my own advice, Joanne. I take all my own advice all the time. Not perfect, but I do. I practice what I preach. So Joanne, for those of you who don't remember, she left the comment last week on last Q&As, and it was a very long, very extreme opinion about religion. And the gist of it is that we all need our souls saved, and we better do it before God has mercy anymore. That we're all going to hell and we're going to be punished. Now, I respect other people's beliefs, okay? I do. But I will not have that stuff. That's too negative, okay? Not everyone, Joanne, that is your religion, which you say you're Catholic, not every Catholic believes that. Not every Catholic acts that way or behaves that way at all, okay? So you said you don't want to judge, but you will. So you're judging me and you're openly and honestly admitting it, but you don't know me. You're going by my reply. And you said I confirmed all your suspicions. If you had suspicions of me, then why are you in my comment section giving, telling me stuff like that? What else are you going to think if you already were suspicious of who I am and now I've just confirmed it all? Why would you put that in there? Why would you put this one in here? Just to try to bait me, to try to get me angry and upset. And you won't, okay? You said I'm an angry, what did you say? Angry, full of hate and rage. No, you don't know me, and that's not true. I don't hate anyone. I don't even hate the people that wronged me, okay? I don't hate the people that wronged you, the people that made you like this. And I don't have anger. And when I do, I express it. There's nothing wrong with anger. But I'm not an angry, hateful person at all. You're wrong. And you don't tell me who I am. Okay, Joanne? If I think someone's lying, I say, I don't believe you. I don't believe what you're saying. I don't call them a liar. That is judgment. And that is what you're doing. And if you believe that only your God can judge, are you saying that you're God? Or are you just saying it's okay for you to judge because your religion, your faith that you're so close to does not say that? what you're doing is wrong according to your own faith. Okay? Now, my reply was to Joanne that when you're extreme like this, it causes loneliness, and I'm standing by it. I know this for a fact. This isn't just my opinion. You can look this up, Joanne, and anyone else. Here's society, okay? Here's where almost everyone is. People out here are extreme, not part of society, okay? We're all a little liberal and conservative. Anyone who says, I'm only conservative and I hate liberals is extreme. Same with the other way, okay? Do you understand that? Now, the further extreme you get, the further away from society you become. Do you see that? And what you're trying to do, Joanne, is you're trying to get people to join you out here because you haven't been able to make functional, maintain healthy relationships with people. You may have been mistreated, abused, traumatized, tricked, fooled, conned, hurt. I understand that. I don't know of it, but I can understand how it makes us isolate and it makes us extreme and away from society. But I will not let you use my channel to get people to join you out here and be more extreme. But I'm always with open arms willing to allow you closer to me who's a part of society. So instead of getting people to join you out here, I would try again and again and again to try to join us. Okay, Joanne? You judge me. You're wrong about me. You don't know me. You going by a reply. If you don't like my replies, then stop voicing such extremism, such extreme beliefs and faith. I have no problem with anybody's faith or beliefs. It's when you start attacking me, being negative, and saying I'm going to hell. That's not nice. And what you're doing is, I can't imagine thinking that most people are going to hell and they're all going to die and suffer, so why even conversate with them anyway, right? I couldn't imagine being in a room full of people that I knew are all going to die soon. I wouldn't really want to get attached to them. And if I think they're all evil, I don't want anything to do with them. Well, Joanne, just as you found what you're looking for in me, you will with everyone else too. And if you judge people by doing bad things and just by intuition, you're just going to use your intuition to decide who's evil, who's not. That makes everyone evil, including you, because you've done bad things. So it's much easier to forgive yourself, try to be a better person, and accept that people are different in every way, And not everyone, I promise you, I think it's easy to say that we're not all going to be Catholic someday, okay? Probably not in your lifetime, so I wouldn't wait for that to happen. That's my response then, that's my response now, and I won't change it. Doing this makes you very lonely, okay? And this message right here, I believe, is full of hate and rage. Just what you're accusing me of. Okay? Thank you, Joanne. Willa from New Jersey. Hi, Willa. My relationship with my BPDX ended a little over 3 months ago. I will spare you the details, but so much of what you talk about in regard to BPD and relationships relates to my situation. I'm in therapy. Oh, this isn't Willa, it's William. I thought it was Willa, a long-time subscriber. This is William. I'm sorry, William and Willa. I'm in therapy and doing my best to try and heal, but I am nowhere near healed from this, and I still feel a lot of grief, hurt, and confusion from all that transpired. It has been the hardest time of my life by far. I feel like I lost who I am in the midst of it, and often feel so hopeless and lonely. I am really focusing on rediscovering my values and what's important to me. Good place to start. And building back my self-image and worth. My question for you is this: how do you know when you have healed enough that you can healthily seek or enter into a new relationship with someone else? I get this question a lot. I think it's really good that you want to. Really, really good. We all react differently to these kinds of traumas, and each experience is different. Some of us just fully isolate and don't trust anyone and think they're all evil and going to hell. But you at least want more. You want another relationship. You're willing to try and trust someone again. And I think the best thing to tell someone how we know when we're healed from an experience is when we think about it, when we talk about it, what emotions surface. Are they negative? Do we have that anger? Do we have that hurt? Do we have fears? Stuff like this. Okay? And that means we still are healing, still going through it. Now, we're not here to be perfect. I'm not saying that I can't have a single emotion tied to that experience anymore before I start a new relationship. But getting close to that is really good. I think it's really good. We need to know who we are, and we need to know how to live true to it. We need to have our emotional needs met in relationships. We need to make sure that we know what we want and we're working towards that. We need to know how we feel and how to make ourselves feel better. And we need to know what our values are and stick true to them all the time. And we need to know what our beliefs are, okay? And live true to them, right? If I'm really religious and my God says don't judge people, then I try not to judge people or it will feel bad because I said that's who I am. If I value honesty, the more we tell the truth, the better we feel. Do you see that? So it's up to you, William. It's not up to anybody else, and don't let anybody else tell you if you're ready or not. All right? That's your decision to make. I would build a relationship with ourselves first. That's the first relationship where we learn these things. Okay? Thank you, William. I hope I answered your question. Let me know if you have more specific questions about that, about healing. And Go Bo Billy. The book seemed very interesting based on the title, but I won't be buying it based on the following review. This is not a general core value guide. This is a Christian core value guide written for biblical Jesus-believing Christians only. So it was about the book I recommended last week. And I read through it pretty good. The only thing I could find is that they say that book is for this. It's about why core values matter, what the two different kinds of core values are, how to discover your authentic core values in your own story, what to do with negative core values, how to actively use your core values, and then it says, if you're a follower of Jesus, how your core values connect with your spiritual journey. That's it. So I understand. They're not saying that that these core values are only from religion, because that we know that's not true. We had core values before religion. That's how religion was formed, and that's how they adopted. They didn't invent core values. They adopted core values. So it seems to be a small part of the book, but still maybe enough for you to not want to buy it. I get it. But I don't think it's the core of the book, like you said. But maybe I'm wrong. Thank you for your feedback. That's it, guys. Thank you very much. If I missed a question, please ask me again. Let me know. Let me know what you think of my answers. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a beautiful week. Okay? And make sure you love yourself first, guys. Bye-bye.